A storm is brewing in West Africa, not one of nature, but of power, politics, and pride. The echoes of colonialism still linger in the Sahel, but now a new leader has emerged. Young, bold, and unflinching, Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso's revolutionary military captain turned head of state, and he's doing what few dared before him, challenging France head-on. France isn't taking it lightly. In recent months, it has expelled troops, shuttered its embassy, and slashed economic aid. The diplomatic wires are burning, and the message is clear. France is on the defensive, but it's not backing down. With Traoré leading the charge, the balance of power in the region is shifting. Are we witnessing the birth of a new African bloc, free from French influence? Or are we hurtling toward a new kind of Cold War in the heart of Africa? Today we dive deep into France's latest political and economic moves in response to Traoré's nationalist uprising, and ask the critical question, is this the start of a new West African standoff? In West Africa, a tense standoff pits France, a former colonial power, against Burkina Faso's 37-year-old leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Since his 2022 coup, Traoré has defied France by expelling its troops, rejecting aid, and aligning with Russia. His actions sparked diplomatic and economic shifts, raising concerns about a potential new Cold War in the region. This video explores France's response to Traoré's actions and what it means for the region's future. France's military expulsion and diplomatic fallout. One of Traoré's most significant moves was expelling French troops from Burkina Faso in 2023, ending France's Operation Sabre, a military mission aimed at combating jihadist groups in the Sahel. This decision was a direct challenge to France's long-standing military presence in its former colonies. France had stationed troops in countries like Mali, Niger, Chad, and Burkina Faso to support counterterrorism efforts, but many locals saw this as a continuation of colonial dominance rather than genuine assistance. Traoré's expulsion of French forces was cheered by those who viewed it as a step towards sovereignty. The fallout was immediate. Relations between France and Burkina Faso deteriorated sharply. In December 2024, 4 French nationals, described as civil servants with diplomatic passports, were detained in Burkina Faso for over a year before being released after Moroccan mediation. French authorities denied accusations that these individuals were spies, but the incident deepened mistrust. Traoré's government accused France of meddling, with some even suggesting assassination attempts against him, though no concrete evidence has surfaced to support these claims. France, under President Emmanuel Macron, has struggled to respond. Macron has publicly downplayed the tensions, but the loss of military influence in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, where French troops were also expelled, has weakened France's position in the Sahel. Posts on X reflect a sentiment that France is desperate to maintain its influence, with some users claiming Macron is retaliating against Traoré's defiance. While these claims lack verification, they highlight the growing perception of France as a fading power in West Africa. Economic moves and aid withdrawal. Traoré's push for economic self-reliance has further strained ties with France. His government rejected loans from the International Monetary Fund and World Bank, institutions often associated with Western influence. Instead, Traoré has focused on nationalizing Burkina Faso's resources, particularly its gold industry. He established a state-owned mining firm to reduce foreign control, built a gold refinery, and created national gold reserves. These moves aim to ensure that Burkina Faso benefits directly from its mineral wealth, a stark contrast to the past when foreign companies, including French ones, dominated the sector. France, in response, has tightened its economic grip where it can. While direct evidence of France withdrawing economic aid specifically due to Traoré's actions is scarce, the broader trend shows a reduction in French investment and cooperation with Burkina Faso. For example, Western-owned firms, including Australia's Sarama Resources, have faced challenges, with Burkina Faso withdrawing exploration licenses, prompting arbitration proceedings. France's economic influence, once bolstered by currency control through the CFA franc and trade agreements, is waning as Burkina Faso pivots to new partners like Russia and China. This economic shift has sparked debate. Supporters of Traoré argue that his policies are breaking the chains of neo-colonialism, allowing Burkina Faso to control its destiny. Critics, however, warn that rejecting Western aid and expertise could destabilize the economy, especially given the ongoing security crisis. Over 6.5 million Burkinabés need humanitarian aid, and Traoré's reliance on Russian support, including a small contingent of mercenaries, has raised concerns concerns about trading one form of foreign influence for another, a new Cold War in West Africa. Traoré's actions are part of a broader regional shift. In 2023, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger withdrew from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, a regional bloc seen by some as aligned with Western interests. The three countries formed the Alliance of Sahel States, a confederation aimed at coordinating diplomatic, economic, and security efforts. This alliance, formalized in July 2024, has deepened ties with Russia, with Russian mercenaries and diplomats filling the void left by France and the United States, whose troops also left Niger in 2024. This realignment has led some analysts to describe the situation as a modern-day Cold War in West Africa. During the original Cold War, global powers like the United States and the Soviet Union competed for influence in Africa through proxies and aid. Today, Russia and China are emerging as key players, offering military and economic support to countries like Burkina Faso without the historical baggage of colonialism. France, meanwhile, is struggling to maintain its relevance, caught between its colonial past and the region's demand for sovereignty. The comparison to a Cold War is not exact, but the parallels are striking. Traoré's rhetoric, echoed by leaders in Mali and Niger, frames the West as an imperialist force exploiting Africa's resources. Russia, in turn, has capitalized on this sentiment, allegedly using disinformation campaigns to boost Traoré's image as a revolutionary leader. Some reports suggest that AI-generated deepfakes and misleading social media posts have exaggerated Traoré's achievements, such as claims that he paid off Burkina Faso's national debt or developed electric cars. While these claims are unverified, they underscore Russia's growing influence in shaping narratives. France's response has been cautious but firm. It has maintained diplomatic channels, as seen in the release of the 4 French nationals, but it has also criticized Traoré's regime for human rights abuses. The junta's mass recruitment of civilian militias and reported abductions of critics have drawn international concern. France has also sought to strengthen ties with other West African nations, like Ivory Coast, which Traoré has accused of plotting against him. These accusations, including claims of a coup attempt in April 2025, have further strained regional relations, with France caught in the middle. The stakes for West Africa. The showdown between France and Traoré is more than a bilateral dispute. It reflects a broader struggle for West Africa's future. Traoré's vision of self-reliance and Pan-African unity resonates with many young Africans disillusioned by decades of foreign intervention and corrupt governance. His supporters, both in Burkina Faso and abroad, see him as a liberator, with thousands rallying in Ouagadougou in April 2025 to back his regime after an alleged coup attempt. However, the challenges are immense. Burkina Faso's security crisis has worsened under Traoré, with a deadly attack in June 2024 killing over 100 soldiers near Niger. Critics argue that his focus on expelling France and aligning with Russia has distracted from addressing the insurgency. The junta's crackdown on dissent, including abductions and extrajudicial arrests, has also raised fears of authoritarianism. For France, the loss of influence in the Sahel risks destabilizing the region further, as new powers like Russia gain ground. As the dust settles in Ouagadougou, one thing is clear: the post-colonial script is being rewritten. France, once the unchallenged overseer of Francophone Africa, is now being told to pack up and leave. And Ibrahim Traoré, he's not just fighting for Burkina Faso, he's becoming a symbol for an entire generation of African sovereignty. With French troops gone, diplomatic ties fraying, and aid withdrawn, the chessboard is changing fast. But is Traoré pushing too hard, too fast? Or is he simply doing what should have been done decades ago? What do you think? Is this the dawn of a new independent Africa? Or are we watching the seeds of conflict take root in the Sahel? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into geopolitics and global power plays, and ring the bell so you never miss a story the mainstream media isn't telling you.